Welcome to Soy Trek, a podcast about Star Trek, bitch. Soy Trek.
Soy Trek. Oh, no. Someone made a mess. Baby made a messy.
Uh-oh.
Baby made a messy in the diaper. Please help. Please help, baby. Welcome to Soy Trek, the only Star Trek age play podcast.
We just start having to like cut out more and more niche things to like put the podcast into. Like, oh yes, we're also the age play Star Trek podcast.
We're the Marxist age play podcast. Baby don't like capitalism.
We just even though this is like, you know, posted later, I think we just heard everyone turning this podcast off simultaneously.
Collectively, yes.
They're making massive click.
No, we 0 listeners. Interesting. All right. Well, that's a new thing. 0 patrons. Did you know that we even have a Patreon?
I did know. I did.
Yeah, we got a Patreon over at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. And what's Dumb Idiot BS, you might ask? Well, Dumb Idiot Bullshit is the name of my little company. Because I'm a dumb idiot Britain Straw, which is my name. So, Dumb Idiot BS. It's the big banner company for all of our lovely podcasts and other things. We've got the Media Dungeon, our movie podcast. We've got this podcast, Soy Trek. We got Prison Breakdown, an academic podcast hosted by 2 professors. We've got some defunct podcasts like My Wife, Dumb Idiot Bullshit, and Getting Head of Bucket Cast. So altogether, if you sign up for our Patreon, you get over 500 episodes of ad-free content, which is fucking nuts in your butts. Yeah, you ever stuck your testicles in a hole, like in a pussy or a butthole?
No, I have not. I think that's called a fruit salad, if I'm correct.
A fruit. I believe you're correct. yeah. The old fruit salad. Yeah. Right. But if you're a fruit, every salad's a fruit salad. So when I like potato salad, it's still a fruit salad. You know, I'm just like, oh, I'm queer. This is fruit salad.
And I do like a real like fruit salad. I'm a big fan of fruit salads, honestly. Like,
yeah. Oh,
if I see a fruit salad at a function,
mm-hmm.
I'm eating all of it.
You just walk over and someone's like serving up some fruit salad and like, you know, that's what they call it when you stick your testicles in a pussy. And they're like,
and everyone walks away and like, the fruit salads, oh my.
More for me.
Yeah, like there's something about like strawberries being in a fruit salad that make them taste so much better.
Yeah, strawberries are pretty good, and strawberries are like really low calorie, and they're a great snack. But they're just so fucking expensive, man. You know?
Yeah.
They're so expensive, and I always want to dip them in something, and that makes them not healthy. You know, I always want to dip them in like some caramel or some like vanilla sauce, or you know, maybe make a little messy poo and dip it in that. Make my own chocolate strawberry. Baby made a chocolate strawberry.
And, like, some people just like joining in now, just like clicked it off. Like,
Yeah.
like,
What the fuck? I'm going back to Joe Rogan. He ain't talking about this bag shit.
suddenly, this is election day, so like on every single election now, suddenly like one of the things you can fill in is execute soy trek, and that just magically appeared on every single ballot, and everyone's voting yes.
Everyone's voting yes. That's a referendum for us. Goodbye, soy trek. So what do we got on our Patreon? Well, for as little as $2 a month, you can help support us and keep us ad-free and editorially independent at all times. You know, we used to have ads on our podcast, but I'm like, you know what? When we were making a certain amount of Patreon money, I'm like, you know what? We're going to stop that. We're just going to rely on our lovely motherfucking supporters. And we appreciate every single one of them. For $5 a month, we give you a shout out and say, motherfucking thank you. Bunch of people. It's people just like Asher Pliskin, Robert Yolito, Seb, Anthony Cabrera, Shane Sawyer, Nick Savard, Kyle Simmons, Jormore, Gursky, Gabe Siciliano, Jose Martinez, Awful Star Trek Drawings, Papa Poison, Nathan G, Former Twink, Luna Dahlia, Elizabeth Hearn, Jordan Hale, Dylan Lance, Danny, Phil McCavity. Wait a second. Oh God, I hope this guy has a career in dentistry. Phil McCavity? Phil McCavity? Am I right? Phil McCavity? God, Phil McCavity DDS would be the perfect shit, man. So good. Phil McCavity. Phil McCavity, get it? I hope you get it.
Yeah,
Listener, I hope you get it. We also got...
I'm going to guess that is a pseudonym.
Yeah.
Already.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we got Abigail Simpson. Yeah, that'd also be a great porn name, Phil McCavity. Or Phil...
Oh, yeah.
Phil McCullen. That'd be a good gay porn name. Phil McCornhole.
Fill my butthole.
I was going with Mick names. I don't know about my butthole is a last name. Yeah, my last name's my butthole. What's up? I'm John, my butthole. Let's see. Who else?
My butthole, first name Phil.
Other Patreon supporters include Vinny, Abigail Simpson, Iggy, Ethan Adams, D. Riker, Star Trek Enjoyer, 7 of 9, SFC Punk, Gillian McCrary, Skeptic, Locke Fenile, Sam Mayo, Shane Williams, Shrimp God, Jody, Teddy, Beeflig, Dandy Leone, Professor David Craning Sights, Electric Baphomet, and our great friends over at the Hate Speech Podcast. Go check them out. They're very fun to listen to.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you get for $5 a month. For $10 a month, you get access to my little server that I like to call
The Media Dungeon,
which is also the name of our movie podcast. The Media Dungeon is a Plex server that includes over 20,000 films. That's more than every other streaming service combined. It also includes over 1,700 shows. I keep it updated pretty regularly with all types of new and interesting stuff. I just put The Substance up, which Pat watched and loved.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know, bunch of cool stuff. So, that's a great deal. $10 a month. You know, you can't get a streaming service for $10 a month anymore, especially one with 20,000 motherfucking films. So check that out.
No ads.
No goddamn ads anywhere. For $20 a month, you get merch every single month. I still make merch. I don't know if any of our listeners remember Soy Trek, the merch operation, but that existed. And I'm actually going to be making a new run of shirts that I think I might be sending out to our folks, but they're based on my friend's comic book, Naked Girl Comics, which you should check out, which is a very good, weird, kinky comic book that's selling really well.
Awesome.
Yeah, but so you get merch for $20 a month on our Patreon over at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. So go check it out, and we appreciate each and every single one of our supporters. Thank you so much.
We love you.
We love you so much. We want to do dirty stuff to you. We want to do hand job stuff. You know, no matter what kind of hole you got, no matter what kind of pole you got, we want to use our hands on you and get weird. Pat wants to rub his beard on it. Pat says he wants to rub his beard on it, and that'll lube it up because it's so oily.
Don't call it the flavor saver for nothing.
Yeah, just all I do is drink canola oil, so it's a little greasy.
A little greasy now.
Yeah. So what's going on with you today, Mr. Pat?
Hanging out, chilling, maxing all, the things.
Oh yeah, that song, maxing all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of school.
I don't remember that right now.
Yeah,
the Will Smith.
Yeah, the Prince
living
of
the dream.
The Prince Bel-Air, that show. So.
That show.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Britt?
I'm just hanging out with my wang out. Yeah, I made
That's how it's, gotta let it breathe.
At a party last week, I made a joke about just taking my dick out, and it went over really well. So I should have taken my dick out. Really, just
should have done like, how about I put my balls in it?
the classic. What was that guy's name? Lenny or something?
Yeah. That killed.
Yeah,
Ken, put your balls in the
Ken Marino from The State. Yeah.
Yeah. How about I put my balls in it?
That was like it was a one note joke, but Ken Marino played it so well that it was always funny. Like they had one of those every other episode of The State, and like every time it killed because Ken Marino is wonderful. He also does a really good Billy Joel as well.
Really?
A really good Billy Joel. I heard him playing with the it's like the Dad Jam Band or whatever, the David Wayne's band. David Wayne plays drum in like a jam band and stuff, and he just has his friends come and play with him. And fucking Ken Marino.
I think I saw some like COVID era thing they did.
Yeah, probably.
Where they all played music together.
Yeah. They're still playing though, and Ken Marino does a great Billy Joel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Ken Marino in much of anything lately, and I feel that's indicative of our current.
That's a crime. Ken Marino is amazing. He is great in everything he's done.
We can track like the decline of Western civilization to the decline of like Ken Marino being in movies and TV shows.
Absolutely.
And it was just there's correlation there.
Yeah. Like, who else are you going to cast as your, like, doofusy, like, older white guy? Like, he's so doofusy. He's great. He's so funny.
Yeah, and he has that, and he has, like, the face of a golden retriever, so you feel bad for him even when he's playing the most pathetic character you've ever seen.
Like in Party Down, yeah. Although he did have an enormous penis, so there's that. In Party Down, that was like a plot point. Is he had a giant penis? Yeah,
it's part of his golden retriever look. I'm sure golden retrievers be hanging too.
Oh yeah, they got a little bit of that dog in them. Yeah, so we're here today to talk about some Star Trek, aren't we?
I think we are.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some Lower Decks today because Lower Decks is new and out. We got our final 10 episodes of the final season of Lower Decks. Season 5 will be the last season, unfortunately. So after this, after today, we've only got 7 episodes left. That's less than 2 months of Star Trek, of new Star Trek. And then we got, on the horizon, I think next year, this year, I want to say, early next year, we've got the Section 31 movie. And then sometime, I think middle of next year, we get Strange New Worlds. And then I don't know if they have a release date yet for Starfleet Academy. I don't think they do, but who knows. Yeah.
See some Paul Giamatti in that.
Yeah, some Gmots. We love some Gmots. But I don't necessarily have faith in the series, but I am looking forward to seeing some Paul Giamatti and some Star Trek. I think that's pretty cool.
He should be playing the character he played in The Leftovers. It's the Starfleet Academy, and it's just like he was like frozen or something, and then woke up in the future, and they just put him in Starfleet Academy teaching literature.
Yeah, he should play like a Dr. Phlox type character. Like he would be great as Dr. Phlox. Like a slightly more anxious Dr. Phlox.
He's supposed to be the villain of the series, so
interesting.
Like I can't imagine evil Denoblian, even though Phlox did play, he played an evil mirror universe of himself, but like I don't know, they just seem like they're too chill.
I think an evil Denoblian would be like just an unethical non-monogamist, like some guy who like cheats on his wife instead of being like, "Hey, you should fuck my wife." Like,
I'm emotionally cheating.
I'm having an emotional affair on my wife. Yes. Yeah. Look at my giant tongue. Don't I look like Gene Simmons from Kiss? And yes, it do be eating pussy. So much pussy.
It do.
It do be eating ass too. Like the groceries. So
he'll eat anything that got on you.
So talking about Lower Decks today. Season 5, episode 3, titled "The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel." This one aired on October 31st, Halloween of 2024. A spooky episode. I'm sorry, spooky episode. They did the smash. They did the monster smash. The monster smash. He put it in the gash. Okay. That's a song about monsters having sex. You're welcome.
Yeah, did you ever listen to the Monster Fuck?
The Monster Fuck?
It was the Monster Fuck.
The Monster Fuck.
There's a whole song.
It was a graveyard cuck.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. So someone's already had this idea, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Bummer. Okay, so The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel first aired on October 31st, 2024. It is the 43rd episode of Lower Decks and the 941st episode released in all of Star Trek. We're getting closer to 1,000 there. We're maybe, I'm going to say by 2027, we're going to have 1,000 episodes of Star Trek.
Probably. They need to bring back like 20 episode seasons, and then we'll get there even faster.
Yeah, they do. That's never going to happen. That's never fucking going to happen. No. Instead, they'd rather spend like $12 million per episode on absolute dog shit like Picard Season 2. But and that's why we can't have nice things. So this episode was written by Stephanie Amante Ritter, who this is their first episode of Lower Decks, and they're formerly a writer for Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Velma. So critically acclaimed comedy and one of the lowest rated comedies on all of IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. Interesting.
Yeah, I never bothered watching that show, but I have heard like bad things about it.
Yeah, it's gotten universal scorn for the most part, which is why it only lasted 2 seasons. And I'm surprised it lasted more than 1 season, but like it became such a meme in the first season that I think it rode on that, just the people watching it just because they were curious. Like that has to be the most first episode watches of any series with like the least episode watches of the finale of the series.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I could see like, and I think where they suffered is they completely didn't include Scooby Doo.
Right.
Which,
Everyone wants Scooby. Everyone wants Scooby,
Yeah,
baby.
like, yeah, everyone loves Scooby Doo. Like, what are you doing?
They should have just had Scrappy Doo, just to piss everyone off.
Well, Scrappy Doo, I guess, did appear in it, and he was
no.
like a psychotic murderer
That's dumb.
for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that, but yeah, I was never. I mean, I think like the only Scooby Doo series I actually watched was when I was a kid. Was What's New Scooby Doo, which is where they're like little kids, and there's like songs in every single episode.
Oh,
and
that's
that
wild.
was pretty bomb.
Cool. I watched a lot of Scooby Doo when I was a kid, especially on Cartoon Network. They were always playing like the Scooby Doo movies from like the 70s with like special guests. So they had like the Harlem Globetrotters, and then like Batman and Robin played by Burt Ward and Adam West, and like a bunch of like classic like 1960s 70s like dumb acts. Yeah, really fun actually. And then there was the short-lived Scooby-Doo spinoff, the Age Play spinoff, Crappy Doo, where baby made a messy and diaper. That's
they put diapers on a dog, so it's just like the dog doesn't understand. I mean, even though Scooby-Doo is like an intelligent dog that can speak, he still doesn't understand the concept of diapers. So
he does understand the concept of Age Play, though. That dude's a fucking freak.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, he understands that far, and he's just like, but he's like, what is he, like a what's the Marmaduke dog?
Great Dane?
Yeah, is he a Great Dane? Is Scooby-Doo a Great Dane?
That's a great question. What kind of dog is Scooby-Doo? I think he might be a Great Dane.
Or is he like a hound? Like some... he's huge.
He's a Great Dane. He's a Great Dane.
Like
Yep. You're right. He's a Great Dane.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of fucked up. Like, what came first, Marmaduke or Scooby-Doo? Like, was someone just like...
It depends on who's topping. Am I right? It depends on who's topping. That's a gay joke. That's a gay joke, because when someone tops, it means they stick their penis into the presumptive hole, right? And so I mean, it depends, because maybe they come first from that, or maybe the other guy comes first from the prostate stuff. Do dogs have prostates?
That's a good question. I don't know. Let's see. Wow. Okay. I think Marmaduke came first. So that Marmaduke was first appeared in 1954.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
male dogs do have a prostate gland, and I'm on a list now. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to come within 50 feet of dogs. Like,
I think this episode enough with the Age Play, the Scat Play, and then like the searching whether or not dogs have prostates. I think we're going to be executed, and I would say yes. I'd be the first to offer my neck.
I think we're done for today, boys. That's a good place to wrap it up. Time to die. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about some Star Trek instead of dog age play and dog prostates. Talk about how I'm gonna make a dog come. All right, so this episode, The Best Exotic Nanite Hotel, episode 3 from season 5 of Lower Decks, was directed by Brandon Williams, who is a storyboard artist for Lower Decks and Solar Opposites, which is Mike McMahon's other show. And this is his very first directing credit, so congratulations, Brandon Williams. So, we open...
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. We open on a captain's log from Freeman. The Cerritos is docked at the Cosmic Duchess, which is a starbase / resort the size of a moon that everyone goes to vacation to. So it's a little bit like Risa, but a little less sexy. But the crew isn't there for vacation. Instead, a nanite cluster has infested the resort and is self-replicating. And it's like this little like metalish looking thing that's like hopping around and like becoming bigger and bigger. So the lower deckers walk through a corridor, and Tendi, who has recently returned, if we remember, is stoked to go after the nanites. And Mariner's like, I've never seen anyone so excited to do an extermination job. They read off the features of the resort, and there's both an indoor water park as well as an underwater dry park, which I really liked. And Mariner's like, I don't even know what that is, but I'm excited to find out. Ransom approaches.
Makes sense, it's like there's so many like aquatic species that going somewhere dry must be like so exotic to them.
Right. Going like somewhere dry but still underwater must be like being at home away from home, kind of in a like the pool at a resort or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Ransom approaches and says that he and Boimler have a separate secret mission to go on, and refuses to elaborate as Boimler goes off with him. The crew goes to transport, and suddenly Jennifer, Mariner's ex, is there and is like, hey, wait for me. You weren't about to leave your girlfriend behind, were you? And as they're transporting away, Mariner's like, my what? And we go to credits. Credits 2 minutes in. Fun little good 2 minutes. They packed a lot in there. I like that.
Yeah, so, it's good to have Jennifer back for at least for the last season.
Yeah. Jennifer was a good character.
I haven't seen her in a minute, right?
Yeah, I don't know if she was really in the last season much at all, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she was. I don't really recall. So, with Boimler, he comes upon Ransom and Billups loading a civilian shuttle. Ransom says they're going on an undercover mission. They're going as vacation bros, and they go over their cover names. And what did Billups want to go by? Something Manhandle. It was such a good name. I forgot to write it down, but I wanted to go by something with a last name. Manhandle. He wanted to be like a degenerate gambling addict. Ransom's like, no, you got to go with something more simple. Like, you can be Zandy Billups. Such a lame name. So suddenly an engineering ensign is being carted out on a med bed. Boimler goes over, and the engineering ensign tells Boimler that he just went on a mission with Ransom and lost both his hands because Ransom kept making him do all the dangerous work. He tells Boimler that guys like them are just used like a canary in a coal mine. And this scares Boimler. So Boimler joins Ransom and Billups again, and Ransom tells Boimler that he's perfect for the mission, and they take off. So, on the Cosmic Duchess, everybody...
That's kind of true when you think about, like, in the history of Star Trek, like that's typically how they figure out like there's something wrong on the planet they go to. Is it's like they always got to bring some expendable, like one of the main crewmen have to bring a wrong expendable person,
right,
who dies mysteriously.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's like, oh yeah, they're
or in some rare cases a Tasha Yar.
Yeah, Tasha Yar. Yeah, in the rare case where it's like a character wants to be written off,
mm-hmm.
or in the case of Jadzia Dax, trying to get more pay.
She wanted to pursue like her movie career too, so she's like, hey, I want to be like part-time on the final season. And they're like, Rick Vernon was like, no, you got to be full-time or you're not going to be on there at all. So he wrote her off, which is bullshit. Like I would have.
Yeah.
I like Esri, but like I would have been fine with Jadzia only in every other episode or whatever. Like that's who cares? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Instead of killing her off, like you made a decision everyone hated instead of one that like only some people would have disliked. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, on the Cosmic Duchess, everyone is confused that Mariner has a girlfriend, but she insists that she and Jennifer broke up a long time ago. But Jennifer persists. Mariner recounts how they broke up to the rest of the crew, and it was by Mariner basically just ignoring her and walking past her, which the group says really isn't a breakup. Mariner goes over and talks to Jennifer, and she says she's getting transferred to a different ship, so that probably means the end of Menifer. Mariner tells the crew that the whole thing kind of worked itself out. You ever had a breakup like this that's just like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm like moving, you should, sorry, it's over now.
Not moving.
Not on what? Okay, so what was it?
Oh, well, just not similar to that, where it's just like
So you have nothing similar, is what you're saying?
No, nothing similar, yeah.
Fair. So with Boimler, he's putting on suntan lotion, and Ransom tells him that the sun is artificial and knows when you've been tanned enough. It tells Boimler to go talk to some Galamites who are scary, but he doesn't want to, so he goes and talks to some locals instead. He takes a drink, and the locals are called Cretaceans. And he takes a drink, and they attack him, and so he eats, and they try to kill him. Ransom interjects and tells Boimler that Cretaceans consider eating to be more intimate than mating, and so he deeply offended them. Just like, I don't mind.
Yeah, just
like if someone started fucking in front of me, I would not like try to choke them. Like, unless they asked for it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Baby horny. So
just like an Enterprise where Archer offended them by eating, and then he had to do the whole thing where he had to cut a log and beg for forgiveness.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah, he couldn't figure out why he offended the aliens, and it's like, oh, it's just like eating is very intimate to us, and that's something that you do in private. You don't do in front of other people. Like, it's disgusting.
It's fucked up, man. It's like masturbating in public, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
That they're fine with. That you do at family.
Yeah, that'd be
functions.
funny if Boimler was like started eating, and they're like, "How dare you!" So he whips his dick out, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, good to meet you too, sir."
All right.
Well. What's you're very polite. So Ransom tells Boimler that he needs to talk to someone on top of a giant mountain, so he better get climbing. So back with Mariner, they're flushing out the nanites, and Talin's favorite tropical musician, called like Crom. What's his name? Crom of something. I have it in my notes here, but I don't know where it is. Do you recall his name?
It's
Krog on the Rocks. Krog on the Rocks is what
Krog.
it's Krog on the Rocks, yeah. So Krog on the Rocks is playing that night, and Talin is excited. Jennifer keeps being too sweet towards Mariner, and it bothers her. Jennifer asks why Mariner is so anxious to finish their final mission together, and suddenly a nanite breaks out of containment. So with Boimler, Ransom and Billups make it to the top of the mountain, and Boimler has to ski after the person that they're after. But she goes down a hill called Expert's Demise, so Boimler tries to take off after her. He accidentally hangs on...
I feel that's a joke in Better Off Dead as well, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Ever see that movie?
I don't.
With Savage?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. $5. Yeah, that's fucking... Better Off Dead is one of my favorite, like, teen comedies. and romantic films. It's so good. It is an underappreciated 80s gem. I don't know why like Say Anything gets put on like, people are like, oh, John Cusack in the 80s, yeah, Say Anything. And I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Better Off Dead. It's got a dancing hamburger scene that's claymation fucking to the tune of a fucking Van Halen song. Everybody wants some, I want some too. Yeah, it's so good.
It has Booger from Revenge of the Nerds in it. It has
that's like his best friend.
It also just has like really absurdist comedy.
It's like, great. There's a great
the brothers that want to race him.
Yeah, the brothers that want to race him. There's some great like through lines through the entire film, like just recurring jokes that keep happening. They get funnier and funnier every time they happen. Like there's a paper boy who's trying to collect $5 from him like the entire movie, and he like chases him everywhere, including down a ski slope. And it's so fucking good. It's so good. Great film. Fucking go watch Better Off Dead. That one rocks, man. I love that film. That's like a 4.5 out of 5 star movie for me. Like just a really good ass comedy.
It is classic. There's a different universe where Savage Steve Holland just made like every single movie known to man, and we're all happy there.
Yeah. I mean, he did make some other good bangers, didn't he?
Yeah, and he also did Eek the Cat, which is my favorite.
That's right. That's right. I loved Eek the Cat. Oh man, the terrible thunder lizards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. Oh man. He also did One Crazy Summer. He's done a bunch of shit I've never heard of. Big Time Movies, Santa Hunters, Legally Blondes.
Wow.
How I Got into College.
I guess he's been doing some TV show called Malibu Rescue.
Yeah. That sucks.
That does suck.
Man, I want him doing movies again, dude. He was so good. He has 45 directing credits. Come on. Put this guy back in the movies.
Wow, he makes all the live action Fairly Odd Parents movies.
Oh, he did Safety Patrol, which is like a Disney made-for-TV movie starring Leslie Nielsen that I have on my server. He also directed 14 episodes of VIP starring Pam Anderson and 13 episodes of Lizzie McGuire. This is wild. This dude's got
a Savage Steve Holland podcast now.
Yeah.
Buckle up, motherfuckers.
No, this dude has an interesting fucking resume, man. He's done a bunch of Fairly Odd Parents live action stuff, which is weird.
Mm-hmm. Like all the Lizzie McGuire's, Zoe 101, Even Stevens.
Yeah.
Shasta McNasty.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
How did I miss Shasta McNasty? He did an episode of Shasta? Fucking love Shasta. Oh yeah, he did one episode of Shasta McNasty. Holy shit, that rocks. I recently watched that entire thing with my brother, and let me tell you, it sucks. It's like the most new metal show ever made.
McNasty when I was a kid.
Oh, it's so good. Shasta McNasty coming at ya. So good. So good. It's the only show about a new metal band that got a record contract, but then their record label like disbanded, and so they just have a bunch of money and live in LA. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It is mentally unwell.
It was too ahead of its time.
Right.
Like
something like that.
You know, when it came out, like people were just getting used to the idea of a Limp Bizkit, and so it's just like, you're just going to immediately make an entire show.
Yeah.
About a Limp Bizkit style band.
Right.
Can't have
we already have a Korn and a Limp Bizkit. What's it, even a Shasta McNasty? What kind of food is that? That's a whole. Yeah, is that the beverage? That's a Shasta. It's a nasty McShasta.
We need to bring back Shasta McNasty. Return.
Yep, we do with Jake Busey or Gary Busey. I don't care either one.
Yeah.
And also, I think
they should remake it, but with Gary Busey and Jake Busey's role.
I want to say the other lead is like on a big show like NCIS or Bodies or something like that now.
Yeah.
But so Going back to Star Trek, because that's what we're here to talk about. Boimler accidentally hangs onto another skier who pushes him down a cliff, and the skier is like, "Your hands are on my genitals!" And Boimler is like, "Why are they on your back?" And he's like, "Where else would they be?" Which is pretty fun.
Yeah, not everyone keeps their genitals in the same place.
Very true.
We learned from Star Trek 6.
Boimler falls down a cliff, $5, and into a snowbank. And the lady that he's after pulls him out of the snowbank, and Boimler tells her that he's Starfleet. She gets flustered, pushes him, and calls someone to tell them that Starfleet is here and they need to leave. With Mariner in the crew, they're after the Nanite, and she tries to split up with Jennifer into another group, and Jennifer asks if she's trying to get rid of her. Mariner agrees to go with Jennifer and check out the balcony. Over with Boimler, Ransom, and Billups, they're on a lazy river on inner tubes when they start arguing, and some locals shoot out their tubes and start coming towards them. Once again with Mariner and the others, they're still looking for the nanites, and Jennifer and Mariner start arguing, but a nanite grows into an icosahedron and starts rolling after them, eating Tendi, Rutherford, and T'Lyn in the process. Just gobbling it all up. Baby hungry.
Oh, now we've included Vor into the.
Oh, that's true. This is definitely Vor. This is a weird, like, object-oriented Vor, but
yeah,
Vor
there's
nonetheless.
just a katamari of just like of all the different like forbidden fetishes just being rolled up in this episode.
A fetamari.
A forbidden
yeah.
katamari.
Yeah, I love that.
A fetamari.
Fetamari, yeah. So with Boimler, Ransom, and Billups, they've been taken hostage and are awaiting the Admiral. They take Boimler to the Admiral, and he says he's been watching him all day and shows him some cameras from different places. He says admirals were thrown to the wall by their superiors by being given born jobs. Which I'm like, what do you mean superiors? Like, you only have one superior as an admiral. You have the fleet admiral. The end. You have a boss. You want to complain about your boss? You can complain directly to your only boss. Like, it's not like you're a fucking like a clerk at a grocery store who's complaining like up one level to like get to like 5 people above them. Like, there's one person. A person. What the fuck? So
you can literally reach them anywhere.
Yeah. So the Admiral offers Boimler to join him by going AWOL and convinces him by telling him about Starfleet. So with Mariner and the others, the icosahedron is tumbling after them and eating up everything in its path. Jennifer and Mariner ride a golf cart after it, but crash the golf cart and are hanging onto a tree. Mariner blames it on herself and tells Jennifer that they've broken up, but Jennifer tells her she already knew that and just wanted Mariner to admit that, and that she was just fucking with her all along, which is pretty fun. I do that. That sounds devilish, you know, but in a fun way. Then they officially break up. So Rutherford calls and says he's inside the nanite and gives Jennifer an idea to defeat it. And by inside, he be fucking that icosahedron. Like, which side can I fuck? And he finds a side. He uses his little eye thing, you know. It can see infrared.
Yeah, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, it can find crevices for him to fuck. That's all it does, really. It's like, that's a
Just
pussy.
gotta roll it in flour.
That's an asshole.
And
Yeah.
see where the wet spot is.
Yeah, he's got like the Terminator vision, but it just like immediately goes to buttholes and yeah, so good. Did I get to this? Okay, yeah. So with Boimler and Billups and Ransom, Ransom tells him that he's needed on the crew, and Ransom said he was just trying to get Boimler to realize how brave he is by taking him on this mission. But Boimler has already made his decision, he says. But then, suddenly, squirts some suntan lotion in the Admiral's eyes, and then on Ransom and Billups' wrists, freeing them. Oh boy, he made the right call. Baby Noble, with Mariner and Jennifer, they put their plan into action and jump into the icosahedron. Jennifer has stolen Krog's on the Rocks' vibe tubes to disrupt the signal. T'Lyn mans the vibe tubes, and the icosahedron runs into a bunch of stuff before exploding and releasing everybody. Over with Boimler and the others, the Admiral tells his people to take the Starfleet members hostage again. But they're not really vibing with it and leave. The Admiral complains that Starfleet is going to put him in another boring command. Over with T'Lyn, she finally meets Krog on the Rocks, her very favorite musician, which it's weird that, like, a Vulcan would have a favorite musician, especially, like, a Jimmy Buffett-ass musician, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I could see, like, there could be, like, you know, she's appreciating the musicality of it, you know? It's just...
Yeah,
just like, you know, like
he's like a fucking vacation musician. He's like Jimmy Buffett. Like, can you see a fucking Vulcan getting into like Jimmy Buffett? Like, that's not logical. I mean, that's not logical. Like, it's not logical for a human.
Spock jammed on that little harp thing of his.
That's not like Jimmy Buffett. That's a cool fucking little harp that makes nice music. Fucking Jimmy Buffett doesn't make Jimmy Buffett makes songs about like getting drunk on a cruise ship. Like, fucking Spock made songs about like life and love and logic. Live, Laugh, Logic is what his songs were called. It was his album.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it could just be like it has a soothing sort of like beat to her. It's not about the content of the lyrics, but it's just like the transporting her to like to her own little sunny beach.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. That doesn't sound very Vulcan to me. So she meets Krog, and she apologizes for taking his vibe tubes. And he admits studying logic and appreciating her and being a fan of hers. And she's like, I'm a big fan of yours. And they have a moment together, and it's kind of sweet. But he is still a Jimmy Buffett-ass musician. With Jennifer and wasting away again in Canarville. So
my brother had a feud with Jimmy Buffett.
What do you mean?
There was this milkshake place called Cheeseburgers in Paradise that my brother really loves.
I've been there.
Yeah, in Maryland.
No, there's sorry, I just got sidetracked. Someone drew me in a comic book, and it's pretty fucking cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. I look really cool. So I totally forgot what we were talking about. I'm sorry.
Cheeseburgers in Paradise.
Oh yeah, cheeseburger. I went to one in fucking in Maui, and there was they hired a singer songwriter guy to just play covers, and I remember he played Brown Eyed Girl twice, which I thought was funny because he didn't have a very.
And it wasn't one of Jimmy Buffett's Margaritavilles. It was a place called.
No, it was called Cheeseburger in Paradise. It was not Margaritaville. Yeah, this was before Margaritaville
so it had no
even
affiliation
existed.
With Jimmy Buffett.
Wait, Cheeseburger in Paradise has no affiliation with Jimmy Buffett?
No.
Oh, it didn't. I didn't know that.
Yeah, at least the one that was in Maryland didn't. They were just using the name, and I guess Jimmy Buffett sued them, and so they had to change their name to Beef and Buns in Paradise, but it closed down for a while. And my brother had a huge grudge. And so how I figured out Jimmy Buffett died was my brother texted me. He's just like, he's fucking dead. So for his birthday, the year that he died, I made my brother. I took the Cheeseburgers in Paradise logo, which was like a little hamburger sitting in a lounge chair with a milkshake, and I put that on a shirt that said "Rotten Hell, Jimmy Buffett."
That rocks.
And I sent it to him. He loves it. He wears it all the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett's restaurants are Margaritaville.
right. So no, he actually did own Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Really?
Yeah, it started as a partnership of American musician Jimmy Buffett's company, Margaritaville Holdings LLC, and the owners of Outback Steakhouse. But there were some that were not affiliated with it. I don't know if I think so. It looks like I think the one that I went to was non-affiliated.
Yeah. I could see if it's probably like outside of his scope.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he sent a cease and desist to the one in Maryland saying like he couldn't use the Cheeseburgers in Paradise thing. So yeah, they recall themselves Beef and Buns in Paradise.
Yeah. So continuing here on the Star Trek. So with Jennifer and Mariner, they have a talk and apologize to each other. Rutherford finds out that the nanites weren't acting on their own, but were being sent a signal from a Starfleet ship. They get a call from the captain of the Endeavour telling them they went through a portal and a month of hell. And Mariner's like, a month? Which I thought was pretty funny. A good callback to Year of Hell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
We get a final captain's log about the situation. The captain of the Endeavour thanks her for saving them, and the admiral comes in and says he's committed to getting them back home. So that's cool. We got a win-win for everybody. Mm-hmm. Over with T'Lyn, Tendi has gotten her an autograph from Korg on the Rocks, and she's like, "What's someone defaced this?" And she's like, "No, it's an autograph." And she's like, "No, it's not logical." And Tendy's like, "I can throw it away if you want." She's like, No, I will keep it in case I need to study handwriting." Which was pretty fun.
Cute.
So Jennifer says goodbye to Mariner, and they share a kiss on the cheek. Boimler is proud of Mariner for having a tough conversation, and Boimler is proud of himself for showing an admiral how important Starfleet can be. Mm-hmm. Ransom is about to go on a dangerous mission and goes looking for the handless guy from earlier. End of episode. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was good. I like the little vacation episode. Yeah, it was fun. We got to see like a different side of T'Lyn. Her strange appreciation for Jimmy Buffet. Or Space Jimmy Buffet.
Space Jimmy Buffet, yes. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. Give it a solid 7 out of 10. It kind of felt a little throwaway-ish, but I like those episodes in Star Trek. Unfortunately, this is the final season, and they really haven't chosen a plot line yet. I don't know if they're going to go through a big arc for the season at all. I don't think they are. I think they might just do one-offs till the end, but we'll see.
Yeah. Oh. It could just be tying up loose ends until the end, because they tied up Tendi, story,
Jennifer,
and now they tied up the Jennifer Mariner saga, the Manifer.
Yeah, true.
It's just it could just be doing that, and we still got the Bointers. I think that's going to be Boimler's thing.
It's going to be growing his beard. That's going to be the entire season arc, is Boimler growing a beard. Yeah.
Yeah. It could just end with him losing it somehow.
That'd be funny.
It gets one, then there's a fire or something.
Yeah, beard accident. Yeah. That'd be fun.
And he ends up in Pike's chair just after losing his beard.
Give him a chair for his chin.
Yeah. Beep, beep.
Hey, kitty cat. Sorry, I gotta let my cat out.
Oh yeah. Letting the cat out, letting that cat out, letting the cat out, letting the cat out.
I gotta let my cat out.
Roam
Zip.
free.
Yeah, right.
Let that pussy roam free.
Hell yeah. All right, yeah. You got anything else to say on this bad boy?
Go watch it. It's the last season.
Yeah, it's and if you haven't started watching Lower Decks yet, start watching now. I don't know why you'd be listening to this podcast. I don't know why you'd be listening to like a podcast that's like twice as long as an episode of that show and not watching the show. Yeah. That'd be dumb, man.
Yeah, no. Of course. Well, I mean, the episode went long. You know, the Shasta McNasty talk was 20 minutes.
That's true. We
talked about the episode in the normal length of time, but then like there was like Shasta McNasty, age play,
right.
Savage Steve Holland.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well. That's all I gotta say. Baby like this episode. Baby wants you to watch this episode. Or baby gonna make messy.
Baby wanna watch Shasta McNasty now.
Baby like Savage Steve Holland's directorial credits.
More John Cusack.
Yeah, hell yeah. John Cusack is going off on Twitter. He's always going off on Twitter. That guy.
He does get in fights with everybody.
No, he's actually got like pretty good politics right now. He's doing that. Hey, we have to vote for Kamala even though I don't want to kind of thing. Which I'm like, I begrudgingly respect that. Okay, do your thing, man. But like when we're not in election season, he's actually like a leftist and like he'll he's definitely like even like Boots Riley retweets him every now and again, and I'm like, all right, that's fucking that's legit. Yeah, so hell yeah,
I'd love it.
Yep. Well, that's all I gotta say for this bad boy. I think that's a great place for us to leave it. Thanks for hanging with us today. If you like this podcast, please check out our other podcast, The Media Dungeon and Prison Breakdown. And go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dumbIdiotBS. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe the show wherever you get motherfucking podcasts, baby.
Do it. All right. Well, thanks for checking with us, soy boys, girls, and otherworldly beings.
Hang dong and shocker, motherfuckers.
Dong and shocker.
Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy.